Welcome to this explainer. Today we are diving into a really urgent situation right now, the current AI regulatory bottleneck, and a proposed blueprint for how we can actually unlock it. We're going to be looking at a fascinating new framework by Dean Ball. Now, if you don't know him, Ball is a prominent technology policy expert, an AI scholar, and currently the head of strategic futures over at OpenAI. Before that, he served as the senior policy advisor for AI and emerging technology at the White House, where he was literally the primary author of the U.S. AI Action Plan. So he knows this space inside and out. And look, while not everyone is going to agree with all of his thinking, he raises some absolutely crucial ideas about the state of AI right now and exactly what concrete steps we need to take next. Let's get into it. So Ball points out that a recent executive order has inadvertently created what is essentially a de facto involuntary licensing regime. And man, the dominoes are falling incredibly fast here. Right after the executive order was signed, public access to Anthropic's frontier model, Fable, was revoked over security fears. And then right after that, OpenAI's GPT 5.6 was restricted to just a select few US companies. Basically, we are watching a rapid, real-time freeze of public access to major frontier AI.
So why is this happening? Section 1, the government bottleneck.
The immediate problem and the root cause of this bottleneck is a stark mismatch in capabilities. On one side, you have government agencies that are hobbled by statutory constraints, incredibly slow hiring processes, and honestly, a real lack of staff who have actual, hands-on frontier AI experience. They just don't know what specific safety standards are even required for these models to be approved yet. On the other side, you have the tech industry, which moves with incredible agility, fueled by extreme technical experts and massive salaries. Ball's point is pretty simple. You absolutely cannot evaluate fast-moving, highly complex AI systems using a legally constrained, slow-moving government apparatus.
Which brings us to Section 2, the cost of delay.
Delaying these model releases doesn't just stall cool new technology. It actively threatens the fundamental economics of the entire industry. $100 billion. That is the scale of the ongoing infrastructure build-outs right now. We're talking about massive data centers that are totally banking on a global market for US AI services. If the government restricts model access to just a handful of companies, it artificially collapses that demand. And that could trigger cascading failures across heavy industries like nuclear energy that are counting on this AI boom to function.
And beyond the economics, there's a really important technical reality here. Ball has this great line: you cannot purely think your way to safety. Without broad, large-scale, real-world testing, we are losing the crucial human usage data we desperately need to figure out what effective safety guardrails actually look like in practice. You have to see how people use it to make it safe.
So, what's the fix? Section 3, a new auditing blueprint.
To solve this stalemate over the next 6 to 18 months, Ball advocates for shifting completely away from direct government mandates. Instead, he proposes using independent verification organizations. These would be private entities that actually possess the extreme technical expertise, the high salaries, and the compute access needed to thoroughly and continuously audit these frontier labs.
Here's how this decentralized ecosystem would actually work in practice. Step 1. The AI labs create their own rigorous safety and internal governance frameworks, which, by the way, states like California and New York are already requiring them to do. Step 2. These highly technical, independent organizations use continuous AI monitoring to audit the labs. And Step 3. The government steps back from trying to audit complex models directly, and instead their role shifts to simply certifying these private auditors. It's actually a lot like financial accounting.
Finally, Section 4. Regulating labs, not models.
For this blueprint to work, policymakers have to undergo a massive paradigm shift. We have to stop regulating individual models and start regulating the frontier labs themselves as entities. Think about it. Regulating a model means focusing on a static assemblage of floating point numbers. That system is destined to fail the moment algorithms become more efficient or models start updating their weights in real time or changing completely per user. But regulating the entity itself, focusing on internal governance, that is robust. That safely adapts to continuous learning and captures all that internal automated AI research.
We are already seeing bipartisan legislative efforts emerge that mirror a lot of these ideas. But as we stand at this crossroads, we're left with a really critical question to consider. Will governments yield this highly technical auditing process to private specialized experts? Or will this AI regulatory freeze just continue to stall the future?